If you want to learn how to make a full stack web application, but you want to make it without writing any code, let me teach you how to use AppSheet. There's a link below for this full project. You can also get a sample in the video that's coming for you to see what the course is like. If you click that link, it's going to give you a month free to Skillshare where you can access a ton of other educational courses as well as mine, and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so there's a couple more aspects of the form, or just the overall data as it's crafted by AppSheet as it goes and is logged into the Google Sheet that we're going to want to change. So within this form, within the data section of AppSheet, we're going to change a couple things. So one of these is the date invoice issued, right? Date invoice due. So these are the same date. And the reason that is because both of those are pointing at the initial value of today, which is a dynamic value that just figures out what today is, and it just adds that in as the current value, right? So what we want to happen is we want it to actually be this date plus 30 days. That's what that needs to be. That's going to be what we want. Another thing we're going to want is we want this invoice link to just be formatted as a link. That's pretty easy. And then this date paid, all date fields are pretty much formatted with this basic today like default thing in there, because it usually just assumes that you just want to be logging like the same day. So we're just gonna take that out and we're gonna format this to be a link. So let's get the easiest one first. So let's go to here. Where is URL, also known as link. Boom. Once we set that up, we will have that. We don't know what the invoice link is going to be because ideally it's going to be different every time for every separate invoice. So we'll deal with that. And then date paid. We'll just go in here and we will take today out. And then we'll hit save. I like to hit save all the time, so that way I always know that everything is up to date. Let's check this out and let's see what we did. Date paid, nothing's there yet. Invoice link, it's ready for us to give it a link. It knows that. So this is going to help with formatting. Just moving forward, it'll know that stuff. The only thing we have left to do is make this 30 days ahead. And we're going to write a little simple formula for that. So this is real easy. So let's go to date due. And what we're going to do is, with this expression assistant, there's a million things you can do with it, but I actually have the formula already copied and pasted. This is what we're gonna do, and I'll kind of explain that. So what we did was we got the formula for date, which is what this is right here. So date, right? That just says, hey, I want a date. I want to format whatever my output is as a date. And then if I go here, I'm saying I want to grab this column, date issued plus 30. So it knows whatever I'm asking for right here is a date, and then it adds 30 to that and then formats the whole thing as a date. That's essentially what it does. So if you ever want to do anything manipulating columns that you already have, you could take, like, I could take the amount and I could add a tax onto it. So I could be like amount plus $3.50, and then that is some other column, right? So that this allows us to write these functions, and this is the function to get plus 30 days. So more functions to come in other lessons in the future. There's infinite amount of things you could do, but this is just one aspect of it. So let's look here. Voila. So we got our date that it's issued, which is right now, the date the invoice is due. So what we did is we just automated with a formula, a workflow in which somebody would have to actually go in a calendar and go through here and like count the days, or use some sort of calculator to determine when 30 days was. Instead of that, we just had the code do it behind the scenes by just giving it that simple formula, and we didn't even write any code. We just wrote an expression that just said, give me that. Okay, cool. So the only other thing that I'm thinking of is the billing team email. We're going to want that to have an initial value of just whatever we want for our team email. So I'm going to be like team billing at mycompany.com. Right, so that's going to be the billing team email. So this is like the default email that like all emails will be like sent from or like come back to, right? We can just use that as a data point there. So okay, cool. So we've done a lot of data conditioning here, so that way our app is getting the right input and it's going to database it correctly. And there we go. So let's go through. I'm going to go through and do a couple entries. You do a couple entries, maybe like 3 or 4. Just add in some more invoices. Just make sure you see how this form is working and how it works out. Just add in dummy data. Have fun with it. Just make up some funny emails and some funny phone numbers, and have a variety of data. Have some that are paid, some that are unpaid. If they're paid, give them a date paid, and then just do a fake link for this.